Welcome to Fallout 76, this is Jim. In this video we're going to take a look at completing daily challenges for today, Saturday, April 26, 2025. Let's take a look at and see what we got for today. Alright, we got some good ones here. I have many videos on my channel that'll help you guys out, different ideas, different locations, easy areas, hard areas out there if you're a brand spanking new player to the game, you're a returning player, even if you're an experienced player, this particular daily weekly challenge is giving you a hard time or trouble. I'm sure you'll find a video on my channel that'll help you. I try to keep my videos as updated as I possibly can. Of course, you guys are awesome with great comments and tips, which are greatly appreciated. If you do wondering why I have a little more score than you, take a look at the top right hand corner of the screen. I have a 25% boost. Of course, I claimed that right off the current Season 20 Season Pass on 3 pages, a 5%, 10%, additional 10%, and you can claim that yourself by being a Fallout First member or by paying the 1,500 atoms for the Season Pass. Alright, let's take a look here, Jimmy boy. Let's go ahead and consume any chems too. So the vast majority of us will carry chems on us, such as stim packs, super stim packs, rad-X, rad-away, med-X for example. And especially if you're a ghoul nowadays, you will carry usually a lot more chems on you than maybe you did before. But there's a couple ways we can get chems here in the game, a couple real good hot spots for chems. One great spot is right up here at Point Pleasant. So amongst the 20 cultists that are up here usually, not everyone will have stim packs on them, but the vast majority of them will. Sometimes they even have 2 or 3 on them each. As well as there's a lot of chems just laying around this place in general. And I think the most I ever got here in Point Pleasant at one time was 30 chems between getting them off the cultists after killing them. And just the chems just kind of laying around. So there's a really good spot, especially in the Mothman Museum downstairs. There's usually about 5 or 6 chems just there alone in the basement of that Mothman Museum. It's a pretty good spot. A nice, real good spot right here is actually the Gilman Lumber Mill for being a very small location. And again, a neutral location as well. Lots of chems just kind of lingering around there as well. Any location where you find human enemies, just to give you an example, for example, this particular icon here will tell you there's blood eagles. This icon here will tell you cultists. And again, those human enemies will usually give you stim packs. And just in the areas alone, there'll be usually some chems around those areas as well. Now, at every train station, at every fast travel here in the game, a few other locations, just like Camden Park, just out back of the roller coaster by the washroom area, they have what's called medical dispensers, and if you have the caps, you can buy meds out of the medical dispensers. They're not very expensive, and you can get your chems that way if you so wish. And of course, off of enemies, ghouls are a good source of rad-away and rad-X. You can find a really good spot for ghouls is just kind of wandering the roads of Morgantown. Every block and a half, a little patch of 4 to 6 ghouls just kind of laying there. As you get closer, they'll kind of pop up, and that's a really good spot there as well. The upper lower park lot just west of Vault 76, a bunch of ghouls there as well. Just to name a couple of good spots where you can find some ghouls and get some rad-away and rad-X that way. Others players' camps will usually sell in their vendors different types of chems, especially now how some people are ghouls and some aren't. And some people are kind of capitalizing on that there, so they will gather a lot of these chems at the places I just showed you, and they'll sell them in their vendors. So just an FYI, then they're pretty fair prices too. I have been kind of checking to see what that looks like, and that's something you can always check out as yourself. You can always produce your own chems as well if you have a chemistry workbench. Let's get right here. So if you don't have a chemistry workbench, you get the plan very early on in game. So the very first couple quests you do is right here in Flatwoods in the tavern. So most people, when they leave Vault 76, they come right down here to Flatwoods. They go to the little tavern and they want to become a responder. And there's 2 little kiosks inside the tavern. And at the end of those 2 little quests, they're very easy to do. You just stay right in Flatwoods. You will learn the chemistry workbench plan for automatically. And sometimes the plan is one you actually have to kind of read as well. Now there's also a chemistry workbench plan right on the floor next to the chemistry workbench. It's right here in Morgantown Station. So 8 times out of 10, every time I come here, I always kind of make note of it and mention in the videos. But 8 times out of 10, there's a chemistry workbench plan right on the floor next to that chemistry workbench in that station. So that's a pretty good spot. That's something you can always do too, and you can always go craft at your chemistry workstation. Go down here to healing. As long as you have the full versions of Rad X and Rad Away stim packs, you can create the diluted version and you can, get some more bang out of your buck and do it that way if you so wish. Get some more chems. Alright, so let's go ahead here. So I am a ghoul, and I usually have a lot of chems on me nowadays as compared to before when I was not a ghoul. So let's just kind of go ahead there. There we go. Now, if you're trying to use a stim pack, I'm just going to kind of mention this just more so for the newer folks to the game. If you try to use a stim pack, based on your health on the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, if you try using one, this little message might come up, you're already full health, okay? But some people who's not used to the game might not see that message pop up. You might be wondering why, okay, I'm trying to use a stim pack, but it's not working. Why isn't it working? What's wrong with my game? There's nothing wrong with your game just because you're full health, all right? So just an FYI, I always had to kind of include that just for the newer folk to the game who never played the game before. All right, now that we beat that one to death, let's take a look at the next one here. Drink tea 1. All right, so we do have a camp resource that will give us tea. Right over here, it is the company tea machine. Now, I believe there are 2 other variations of this guy, but we actually got this one right off the old Season 15 scoreboard, the very last scoreboard we had here in the game. It was available for everyone, so if you are a returning player, and if you played back the Season 15 scoreboard, chances are you might have this, okay? Because it was available for everyone, right off that scoreboard. And as you can see, it'll passively collect 5 company tea while you play the game. Now, the other 2 variations, this is the OG one, I call it. There's 2 other variations of this one that pops up in the Atomic Shop once in a while, but they all do the same exact thing. They just produce you company tea, right? If you have that, it just saves you a whole whack of time, to be honest with you. Now, I realize not everyone's going to have company tea machine, but what they can do is they can craft their own tea. Let's go to our cooking station here real quick just to kind of show you. So you just go to all drinks, and the one I'm thinking about is the simple blood leaf tea, this guy right here. So all you need is 1 blood leaf, 1 boiled water, and 1 wood. And this is a simple recipe you will automatically learn just by picking up a blood leaf. So everyone should be able to do this. And we can find blood leaves in every region in around the map, okay? Especially in around water areas, okay? The places I like to kind of suggest to people is right between the Wayward and going right down through Flatwoods. This little river here will have all kinds of blood leaves rotting. Let's go right to the Wayward here. We'll do it the old-fashioned way. Just for those of you who don't have a company tea machine and are new to the game. Alright, so we're just going to head out back. And of course, I just like to kind of add stuff in as well as we kind of go along here. I had a hard time getting over that fence there. That's pretty crazy. So as soon as you pick up a blood leaf right there, for example, let's say you're brand spanking new to the game, pick up that blood leaf like that, you learn simple blood leaf tea. It's that simple, okay? And that's the way it goes for a lot of things here in the game. Now, you would have saw that pop up really quick in the top left-hand corner screen. I picked up 2 instead of 1, and that is because I have the perk card under perception called Green Thumb. We twice as much when harvesting flora. This is a card you don't throw away. It's good if you're a carnivore, if you're a herbivore, or no mutation at all. It's a card you just hang on to because it just saves you a whole lot of time, all right? So there is our blood leaves. Let's go to a cooking station. Any cooking station will do. I'm just going to pop up here to the little overseer's little tent area here. There's a cooking station right here. Let's go ahead and go craft. Again, we're going to go all drinks. We have simple blood leaf tea right there. There we go. Now we back out, and that is the most important part. We craft our tea. And we're going to go down here. Or you can go to your food and drink section, wherever you have it. Let's go ahead and drink our simple blood leaf tea. There we go, done. Drink a tea 1 for 1. Just to show you under stats and effects that I am a carnivore mutation. So you don't have to waste a reroll. Alright. Let's take a look here now, Gem. Let's go ahead and pick a lock 1. So I have a lot of older videos here on the channel. I would say maybe about 3 or 4. I made them about early in 2023, and the videos I show you are 0 requirement pick lock. And what that means is that you don't need a pick lock perk card under perception to pick the lock, okay? Now, of course, if you do have Master Infiltrator as a legendary perk card, or if you have Pick Lock perk cards, say that 5 times fast, equipped or available to you, you can go ahead and pick whatever lock you want in the game. But for these videos, I like to show off the 0 requirement pick lock, more so for the newer folk, because it is possible that you can be level 50 or level 60 and you don't have a pick lock perk card at all, like my lower level guy, okay? But he does have Master Infiltrator, so as soon as you get into legendary perk cards, I recommend you get Master Infiltrator. It just saves you a whole lot of time. All right, so you can check out those videos if you so wish. Now, just mind you, word for warning, they are a little rough on the audio. A little rough most days anyway, but I'm using the old equipment. And again, just word for word, don't wear headphones. All right, so let's go to a couple spots here. There's 2 of them right here at the Blue Ridge Bunkhouse. There'll be one right here in the Gilman Lumber Mill in a green box. The ones here, sorry, the Blue Ridge Bunkhouse, as soon as you enter in the Blue Ridge Bunkhouse, there's a red toolbox. And in the little hallway, before you head up the little set of stairs to get to the 2nd level, there is a med kit in there. We're going to go to another spot here today. It is right here at the Landview Lighthouse. Let's pop over here. I forget who it was who had reminded me, I would say a couple weeks ago, and I forgot all about it. Just kind of going through some old notes here. I have kind of jotted, hands chicken scratched down here on my desk, and thinking, oh yeah, that's right, I forgot about this spot. So let's pop up here today. We're going to go right to the lighthouse itself. Now there's a 0% hack, 0 requirement hack right in that house. Ouch. So there's a 0 requirement hack right in that top room up there in that house, but we're actually looking for a pick lock here today. Let's go right to the lighthouse. We're going to head right upstairs to the very top. Oh, Jim almost fell down there, bud. Usually there is a rad roach up here. I think on this level he'll kind of pop up out of there, but he's pretty easy to deal with. You can see here, I was here a little bit earlier just to kind of remind myself. And it is right here in this ammo box, as you can see, 0 requirement pick lock, which means you don't need any pick lock perk cards under perception. And again, it shows auto unlock for me because I have that Master Infiltrator perk card, legendary perk card. Again, once when you get into legendary perk cards, I highly recommend this bad boy. And you just work yourself up, get your perk coins, and get them maxed out there. That's my recommendation anyway. Let's go ahead and unlock them. There we go. Got some ammo at the same time. Good stuff. It's just a pretty sad story up here. Brother's Watercliff's note there, so. Alright, let's see what's next here. Kill glowing creature 1. Alright, so again, you find glowing creatures all around the wasteland. Sometimes they are a little on the random side. But we're going to go over a couple of spots where we can find some glowing creatures very reliably. If you come up here to the toxic dried lake bed, you make your way all the way to the end. Usually there's there's 2 sets of 3 Mirelurks. The one that's closest to the building, it's like a little diner, but you can't go inside of it, okay? On the back side of it is usually either a glowing rat scorpion or a glowing snallygaster. Guarantee that's a pretty good spot. Right down here in Monadga, I would say there's maybe, if on a good day, about 19 mole miners, and usually half of them are glowing. That is a real good spot there as well. Right down here, actually next to my camp, is Blackwater Mine. Lots of mole miners here, inside and outside, and I would say at least 75% of them are glowing. It is a really good spot. Right up here, actually in Abby's bunker, you actually come all the way over here very early on in game. Once when you reach level 20, I believe, you start following the Overseer missions, and you come here very early on in game, and down inside that bunker there are 5 rad roaches, and usually 2 or 3 of them are at least glowing down there. It is a really good spot. I would say anywheres in around the Skyline Valley region. If you ever explored this area, kind of took some time out, the vast majority of creatures down here are glowing, all right? In Camp Liberty, there's a Yolwai bear that is in a cage. He's usually glowing. Right up here, Shenandoah Visitor Center, I would say there's anywhere from 10 to 12 radroaches, and I would say at least half of them are glowing. And just walking around in general, you'll come across mole rats, you'll come across other type of animals such as the thrashers. The thrashers I find are the only ones that I find that don't glow down here. But most other animals, creatures will be glowing down here. All right, so just an FYI. Rat steaks. That's the word I was looking for. In between Shenandoah Visitor Center and the Dark Hollow Manor, you usually come across about a couple sets of rat steaks, and they're all glowing right in between this area right here. So it's really up to you what you want to go. Welsh usually has one glowing mole miner right in a house right in the middle. He usually has a missile launcher on him. If you ever spend some time down here in Welsh, you'll know what I mean. Just to give you a couple of great spots for glowing creatures. All right, so let's go to Abby's bunker here real quick. And again, there'll be 5 rad roaches down here. I would say at least 2 or 3 will be glowing. Now, this is a 0 requirement hack, so you don't need any hacking perk cards under intelligence, or if you have Master Infiltrator, you can just basically access it and walk right in, just like that. Let's go right inside the bunker here. All right, it's lock and load here. Oh, we already lock and loaded Jim. This guy up here, and there's our glowing guy there. And the other couple guys look like, I don't think they are glowing, but he is glowing for sure. There we go. Guy right behind me is not glowing. And then there'll be 2 more right down this hallway through this door. So he's glowing there as well, and one will pop up out of there. Sometimes he's glowing as well. I've actually seen all 5 of them glowing a couple times as well, so it's a really nice, easy spot for most people. And this place is just loaded with all kinds of great stuff as well. Let's see what we got here, Jim. Let's go ahead and complete event 1. So if you take a look at the description, there's a link to a video called Complete Event for Newbies. You don't have to be a newbie to watch that video. We don't do every event in the game, but we do quite a few of them in that hour and 6 minutes. And again, it's all time stamped. But there are events in the game, I would say maybe about half a dozen or so, that we can spawn in ourselves just by fast traveling to those areas. And we cover those ones in that video. Okay, so if you're ever on a server and you don't like the events that are popping up, or you're on a server that's just dead, there's just nothing going on, you can still spawn in your events if you want, whether you're on a public server or private ones. It works either way. You guys have seen me do it about a million times, all right? So let's see what's available to us on this server here. We got a Cave Cricket Horde, so that's interesting. That's Monster Mash. That's actually a really good one. Seeing how we have these different Appalachian Outlaws, so we have to kill 500 enemies. This is a really good spot, this event right here. There's so many ghouls here that pop up for this event. You'll be able to satisfy that in no time at all. This is a really good spot for that. Let's see what we got here. That's an Enclave one. We actually did that one there a couple weeks ago. Dogwood Die-Off. We have a Feral Ghoul Horde here. Good stuff. All right. So let's go after this Feral Ghoul Horde. Let's go. Yeah, we'll just actually gonna join that event there. Now, sometimes when you join a horde like this, if you've never done them before, the horde boss will always be legendary, and I recommend going after the boss first, because if you don't, they'll keep spawning in other type of enemies. All right, is like of its own kind, basically. Okay, or more enemies, I should say. That's what I meant to say. There we go. So, and then sometimes when you spawn in, it's right at that location. Okay, and other times this will happen, so you have to go around the map and you find the sources of the feral ghouls. So what I suggest, if you've been playing the game for a while, you roughly know what type of enemy is in that area. So Smith Farm, I believe there are rat scorpions there, so we're not going to bother going there. Is that the only one they give us? Oh, it is the only one that they give us. Well, that's odd. I've never seen them do that before. Okay, well, whatever. Let's go to Smith Farm. They must be there. Huh, weird. Anything can happen here in the wasteland, guys. I'm just telling you. Keeps you on your toes, that's for sure. Oh yeah, these guys here. Alright, so usually when dogwood die-off is in this area, there's a couple of these milers that are kind of around here. Oh, look at that, they are here. Okay, so that's interesting. Oh, lock and load here, buddy. No, I don't see the their boss. Let's take a look here. Kill the feral ghoul boss. Oh, he's right behind us. There he is, right there. Oh, he's suffering. How you doing there, little buddy, huh? What's going on there, boss? Yeah, you're having a rough time, aren't you? Yeah, well, let's put him out of his misery, guys. What do you guys say? There we go. There's our event done, just like that. Nice. Psycho right away on that guy. Awesome possum. Got some caps and some fusion cells. Nice, so that is another event that popped up. Dogwood die-off, and dogwood die-off is fun to do. It can take a little bit longer, but we're just not going to bother with that one. So we already completed our event. But there you go, it's just like that. Let's head back to our camp here real quick. And we'll set ourselves up for the next one. Yeah, it's so weird. Usually they give you the 4 locations. It said, find the 4 locations. They only gave us the 1 location. I said, okay, whatever, man. I'll take it. You want to help me out, game? Sure, I'll take it. All right, let's see what's next here. Drink Nuka-Cola Orange 2. Okay, good stuff. So we do talk about the Nuka-Cola Collectron here a lot on the channel. It's just so because, you know, a lot of people, you know, make the awareness out there that when they do pop up for sale in the Atomic Shop, you know, by all means, get them as soon as you can. This is the OG one here, and you will passively collect different types of Nuka-Cola products while you play the game. Now, you also collect the odd bottle or two. He goes on sale maybe once or twice a year, usually by himself for $250, $500. As you can see, different types of great Nuka-Cola products there. He's pretty awesome. The other variation of that guy, go to our build menu under our resource section. Is this guy right here? Is Nuka-Cola Quantum 1. We got this one back in Season 11 scoreboard, so if you're a returning player and you're around back then, you may have this available to you. Now, on top of the Nuka-Cola products and the bottles, you'll also collect purified water and nuclear waste. But you guys have seen all 10 of my camps. Now you have either or in my camps, okay? Now he goes on sale again maybe once or twice a year, but he's usually bundled with other things, so FYI there. Now we can use gold bullion to buy this guy from Samuel down in Foundation, as long as you have a cautious reputation with the settlers. I believe it's 1250 gold bullion. Now there's only one natural spawn for Nuka-Cola Orange here in the game, and it's right here at the Eta Psi House at Fraternity Row in the blue door. So let's pop up here, Fraternity Row here in Morgantown. Alright, so the Eta Psi House, the one with the blue door, is the one with the Nuka-Cola bedroom downstairs. So we're going to run right up this road here. We're going to go right inside. Alright, so let's go ahead and open this bad boy up. So the Nuka-Cola Orange is not here. Of course, everything else is but this guy. So the orange is usually right here. So 3 things can happen. So as you guys know, I do these on most times on private servers. So 3 things can happen. I never pick these guys up. Okay, so it's never a reset the game for me. Okay, but what happens, I find sometimes it just doesn't spawn in. And this is the odd time that I actually see all these without the orange, which is kind of odd. But the orange will be sitting right here, and it's not here today. So again, you can go to servers, and it just doesn't spawn in. Now, the second thing is if you picked all these up recently, You will have to reset your game by picking up 250, 255 items just to get the chance for it to spawn in, okay? But I never pick these guys up myself, and you guys know that. The third thing is if you're on a server, a public server with other people, this is a very popular spot, and you can server hop this about 20 times. It would be nothing here, because every server, everyone just picked up everything. Okay, that's just the way it is. And again, I wouldn't waste too much time coming here. I would say maybe server hop at the very most 3 times on different servers to see if it spawns in, but I would just buy them. Buy them at the end of the day. You don't have a Nuka-Cola Collectron available to you. You come here, you server hop this 3 times, they aren't available to you, just buy them. So there's 2 places that we can buy them on a server. You go to the White Springs here right at the front door, so let's pop down here. We go right inside here. Just use the front door to be a little quicker. That's what I call it, the front door anyway. We're going to head up the stairs here. To the right, we're going to go through the tavern, go through the medical bay, the big wide open area where the responders are. We're going to hang it left. We have this little store here. We have Giuseppe right there, trades things for stamps. You have good old Bubbles here. Bubbles will sell a Nuka-Cola Orange for 38 caps like that. You can server hop Bubbles all day long, and you can buy all this stuff as long as you have the caps for it. Now, I buy it from Bubbles just to show you how Bubbles' inventory is not tied to the inventory of the vending machines, which are right down here on the same server. So let's pop down here, which is also a free fast travel, which that's very convenient. I'm going to go right down to the vending machines right down here. Our old pal Gunther, he's got his clothes on today, so that's awesome. He's a well-known streaker down here in Nuka World on tour. So here are the vending machines right here. And again, another Nuka-Cola Orange 38 cap. So everyone should be able to do this without having to server hop. Just go buy it from Bubbles, buy it from the vending machines. And that's what I recommend to people. Just buy them at the end of the day to save yourself a lot of time. Unless you have Nuka-Cola Collectrons, you can just kind of fast travel to your different camps. You can do it that way as well. All right, let's go ahead under item. We're going to drink our Nuka-Cola Orange here. Right there. We have to drink Nuka-Cola Orange. Done. Just like that. All right, let's take a look at the last one here. Deal critical hit to an enemy using automatic weapons 5. Okay, so we've done this many times. When it says enemy, pretty much everything on the map is game. We're talking about insects. We're talking about animals, even the Brahmin down through Flatwoods. Robots, ghouls, scorch, mole miners, super mutants, whatever. Everything is game here on the map when it says enemy, okay? Now we have to use an automatic weapon, all right? That's the main thing you have to remember. I know some people have told me in the past that they would start doing the event, it's not counting, then they check and they're like realizing, hey, I'm not using an automatic weapon. So make sure you use an automatic weapon here. So let's check our stash box here. So there's a couple automatic weapons available to us here in the game. Again, I usually like to kind of recommend either a submachine gun or a Tommy gun. And if you have a fixer, or if you have a handmade, one thing good about those weapons, a fixer and the handmade, is that if you've, collected enough of them over the time, or even craft a couple, then scrap them, you will have a lot of mods for these guys, and you can actually switch between automatic and single fire if you have the mods for them, and that's what makes a fixer and the handmade so great, right? So right now I have them both set for automatic. We're just going to grab this fixer here, and make sure before you head out, make sure you grab the ammo for that weapon. I've definitely done that before, so let's grab about 200 of them here. That's all we need. All right, there we go. So we have our automatic weapon. Let's go ahead. We're going to apply him on now before I forget. There we go. Rock and roll. All right. So again, let's go ahead here. Deal a critical hit to an enemy using automatic weapons 5. Okay, so again, let's go ahead. We're going to go to a pretty good spot where I can explain to you all about critical hits. All right. Let's go up here. I usually like to kind of explain it over here at Somerville Stocks. There's usually a bunch of scorched here, but they're all kind of separated, so they're all not in your face. Let's pop up here. All right. Let's go down here. And we'll kind of go through our little spiel here. Now, I like to use VATS when I go critical hit, okay? That's what I like to do. Let's go ahead and we're going to go VATS here. Let's go for the torso. So as you see right there, it says you see that little crit bar in the middle of the screen. So right now it's full. Okay, and if you take a look at the bottom of the screen, you see critical. In my case, it's Y. So that is my critical button. So that Y is flashing. So that is telling me I am ready to do a critical hit. Okay. Now, sometimes when you're trying to fill up that bar, and that bar pops up, it pops up so fast, even though we're looking at the screen in front of us, it's popping up so fast we don't even notice it, okay? So there's an audible alarm. It sounds like a little blip. You guys hear it all the time when you guys watch me play, especially with my low-level character, and that's the alarm that I'm listening for, telling me that I can do a critical hit, okay? And that tells me that that meter is full without actually having to go VATS and look, actually, you know, try to look for that meter. Because again, it just comes up so fast these days. So if you do watch older videos of mine, again, it works. What I suggest to people in those videos is you do VATS, you aim for the torso because it's the biggest part of any enemy in the map because you can miss on a critical hit. I've done it before. And what I mentioned to you in that video is you hit that critical button, whatever button it is for you that's flashing at the bottom of the screen, and the fire button at the same time. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. It does work. But what I suggest now is you hit the critical button first. You're going to see the screen turn white, just like that. And then you hit the fire button by itself. There we go. There's our critical hit, just like that. And now we need to fill that crit meter up again. All right. Now, depending on the weapon you have, you can get legendary effects where sometimes it only takes 1 or 2 shots to fill that crit meter. As compared to other weapons that don't have those legendary effects, sometimes it might take 8 shots. I do have a couple lever actions that are like that, okay? All right, so you hear that little blip sound that happened there real quick? So that tells me that I can do another critical hit without even have to wait for that crit meter to pop up. So let's go here. Right, there we go. Now, if you have a weapon that's a 2-shot, like my 2-shot handmade, if both of those bullets land on a critical hit, you get credit for 2. All right? Now, this one here is only a 1-shot, okay? However, it's an automatic, so I actually landed a couple shots on him fairly quickly there. And I got credit for 2. Alright, so you hear the blip sounding down. So this weapon in particular, as you can see, it takes no time at all to fill that meter. Maybe 1 or 2 successful lands, okay? But just try it out. And once when you start doing critical hits, you'll never go back. And you'll be doing them all the time. And you guys see me do it all the time when you're watching, especially my low-level guy. Because again, you do get more damage for doing a critical hit, okay? And you see me do it all the time, and you'll hear that like little blipping all over the time, all over the place. All right, I think we're done. We are just like that. Sweet. Let's head back to our camp here. We'll take a look at weapon of the day. A little bit pretty easy ones here today. Just a little bit more explanation for things, as most of you know. I like to kind of give you guys as many options as I can. All right, so weapon of the day here. Anti-armor presidential tactical Tesla rifle. Plus 50% armor penetration. Plus 50% chance to hit a target in VATS. Minus 25% action point cost. It is anti-armor VATS enhanced, VATS optimized. Semi-automatic barrel, reflex sight, presidential paint. 129 damage. It takes fusion cells and is set up for single fire. Very nice weapon. If you never used a Tesla rifle before, even one that's just a plain Jane one with no legendary effects on it, you owe it to yourself to at least try one. It is a very, very awesome weapon. It's probably one of my most favorite weapons here in the game, especially with those legendary effects on it. Now this fixer, the one we used just briefly there, if not in combat, plus 100% VATS accuracy at plus 50% action point cost. Projectiles explode for plus 20% weapon damage, plus 15 bonus VATS critical charge. Okay, so that's the one I was talking about. Takes no time to fill the meter. Plus 40% armor penetration, plus 100% sneaking speed, plus 50% stealth in shadows as a stalker's explosive lucky. Powerful automatic receiver, stabilized short barrel, true stock, perforating magazine, reflex sight dot suppressor, gunmetal paint, 45 damage. So right now I have a rifleman build on, but if I switch to an automatic or a commando build, the damage will be up a little bit higher. 45 ammo, and again it's set for automatic. And I can switch it to single fire if I so wish, because I have the mod for it. You know, Jimmy the Scat, there's a reason why I put that poster there, right? Just right over here. All right. So again, just basic perk cards here. Rifleman build under perception. We have Rifleman, Expert Rifleman, Master Rifleman, all maxed out. We have Tank Killer, Concentrated Fire, Arms of Steel, Arms Keeper, Bandolier, Fireproof, Suppressor, Tenderizer, Covert Operative, Evasive, White Knight, Adrenaline. These random luck cards which randomly pop in when they're being activated. Legendary perk cards, these don't change for me, they stay the same. I'm very happy with them, and as you can see, they're all maxed out. Yeah, so there we go, nice easy one today, just a little bit more explanation. It all depends on the challenge that pops up, and you know what, my old mind will kind of fill in information I like to kind of download to you guys. So there you guys go. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Please like, subscribe, and share me. The chance, it really helps me out. I'd like to thank my channel members, Artistically Arranged, Michael Edwards, Nigel Wiffen, Heather, Whitetribe, Mr. Shelton, Drake Stamps, NotMeButMeYesMeThatsMe, Jew Andrew Demon, Confoundedbridge, Ben Durant, John DJ59, Picquerist, Benny Bunny, Gwen Trutnau, Tony Watson. Thank you all so very much, and I hope you all have a nice day.